Hello everyone, this is Ben with iPhone, and this is an IX-MV7 answering station. If your building uses an IX series intercom system, this is probably what you have sitting at your desk. This station lets you answer calls, see who is outside, and unlock the door. This particular station is an IX-MV7 HB. There are also versions that come in white, and versions with and without the handset. However, whatever you have sitting in front of you, you can try everything we'll be showing off in this video. Let's get started. First off, let's talk about privacy. There is a forward-facing camera at the top of the station. This is intended for placing two-way video calls with other stations in the system. This camera is only active during a call or while being monitored by another answering station. If you don't want to use that feature, flip the shutter at the top of the station to cover the camera. You might have noticed that the screen timed out while I was talking. To wake the screen, tap on the touchscreen itself or press the home button. When a call comes in from another station, you will see a preview video. Use the handset or press the talk button to acknowledge the call. Once you've answered, you can end it by pressing the X button or hanging up the handset. If you decide to unlock the door, press the lock button. You'll hear a confirmation beep and the programmed door will unlock. If you need to transfer the call to another answering station, you can press the transfer button. This will pop up a copy of the IX-MV7's address book and you can select the new destination. That's what you'll see during a call. However, you don't have to wait for someone else to call you to use the IX-MV7. From the home screen, there are a variety of options available. The address book lets you view and call other stations in the system. Once you're in the address book, tap the desired station, then pick the type of call. Going back to the home screen, the monitor button lets you pull up audio and video from another station without initiating two-way conversation. For example, if you need to see what's happening outside, you would select the monitor button from the home page. This will look like the address book, except that after selecting the proper station, you would press monitor. The door can be unlocked while monitoring, just like during a call. If you want to converse with somebody at the monitored station, press the talk button to turn it into a normal two-way call. To hang up, either hang up the handset or press the call end button. The system can be set up to place pages to groups of stations. Setting up paging groups requires some assistance from whoever manages the system. If paging groups have been programmed, tap Page. Select the destination, then choose the type of page. A regular page will not interrupt any calls already in progress, while an urgent page will preempt any calls or conversations in progress. If you have pre-recorded messages, those can also be played from this menu. However, those will need to be programmed in advance. For any questions, reach out to whoever manages the system. If there are speed dials programmed in the system, you can access them under the Favorites menu. The most common use of a speed dial is to call another station. To initiate the call, press the programmed button. If you'd like to make your own speed dials, you can press User Settings on the Favorites page. From there, pick an empty button, press Edit, and select the function. We'll make a call button to get started. Speed dials can also be used to unlock a door or page a group of stations. This requires some help from whoever manages the system setup, but you can use those buttons the same way. Now we've covered the most commonly used IX-MV7 features. Here are some quick tips to get the most out of your station. First off, if you've missed a call, check to see if the transfer button is lit up on the IX-MV7. This means that an absent transfer is active, which will automatically forward all calls to a different answering station. You can toggle it on and off by pressing the transfer button on the home screen. If the button doesn't do anything, then the transfer has not been configured. If the status light on the top right corner is blinking, that means that you missed a call. You can go up to Call History and view missed calls. From there you can call the other station back or mark the call history as seen to dismiss the blinking light. There are also some local settings you can tweak right from the IX-MV7. Note that if the site's administrator uploads a configuration from Support Tool or Remote Management, it will overwrite these local settings. If you want to change the ringtone or volume at the station, from the home screen, go to Settings. Select User Permissions. To change the volume on the station, navigate to Volume Settings on the second page. On the first page, there are 4 volume settings. Receive settings are, how loud is the voice from the other station going to play on my IX-MV7, while transmit settings are how loud is the audio from my IX-MV7 going to be on the other station. There are also settings that depend on whether you're using the handset or speaking hands-free. On the next page, there are similar settings if you are using a third-party headset in the headphone jack. The ringtone is how loud the station's own call tone will be while a call comes in. There's one more setting in here. You might have noticed that every time I press a button on the station, it lets out a beep. If you'd like to shut that off, change the button feedback to off. If you would like to change the ringtone used when a call is incoming, navigate to Call under Settings. Shift over to Screen 4. On this page, select Call button. This will show you a list of stations in the IX-MV7's address book. Ringtones are set for each calling station individually, letting you hear which station is calling without having to look. Select a station, then normal ringtone. As you cycle through the ringtones, a sample of each will play. Once you find one that you like, click Select. Repeat these as needed for each door station. And there, now you know how to use your IX-MV7 answering station. Thanks for joining me, and have a fantastic day.